In this chapter, I will explain how to make sure that the Perseus A500 is fully operational and ready for use. First, you switch on the device with this green button. An indicator comes up to show you that the device is now booting. After Perseus has booted, a message is displayed on the screen that the system has not been tested. An arrow indicates towards a system test. This is what we'll start now. On this screen, the different test steps and necessary actions are displayed. We'll follow each one step by step. For the prerequisites, we first make sure that all hoses are connected and the Y-piece is sealed. The inspiratory port is connected to the Y-piece. The Y-piece is connected to the expiratory port. The manual breathing bag is connected and the sample line is connected. The next item says to check the Apl valve, which needs to be set to 30. This is the case. Close the oxygen flow control valve. This valve is closed. And finally, we'll set the O2 switch to auxiliary oxygen. We'll confirm all these actions with the ticked answer. Next, we will check the vaporizers. Are they firmly attached and locked in place? They are. Is the filling inlet closed? It is. Are they set to 0? They are. Is the filling level okay? Yes, it is. In this case, we don't have anesthetic agent in, so we'll say it's okay. We confirm again with the tick check mark. Next, we will check the gas flow. We do not have any cylinders here in this setup, so we don't need and can't really open gas cylinder valves, but this is the point where you would check your gas cylinder pressure. Next, we will check the emergency oxygen delivery. We'll set the oxygen switch to add O2 and open the flow control valve. Switch to add O2 and open the flow control valve. Does the flow meter indicate flow? Yes, it does. Does the breathing bag fill? Yes, it does. Close flow control valve and set oxygen switch back to aux O2. Again, we'll confirm with the tick check mark. Next, we will check the breathing circuit. The hoses and filters are correctly connected. We verified that up front. The length of the extendable hose, if we had one, is okay. It needs to be at its final length so that the compliance compensation will work properly. Is water removed from hoses? Yes, there is no water in the hoses that could potentially occlude any air from getting through. And finally, we need to check that the inspiratory and expiratory hose is correctly connected to the Y-piece in order to prevent any shortcuts of any connection. Perseus is capable of checking that automatically. In this case, this message would not be displayed on the screen. And again, we will confirm everything with a tick check mark. Next, we will check the oxygen flush and the Apl valve. At first, we're asked if the oxygen flush is okay. We'll press it until the pressure exceeds 15 millibars. This is the case. Next, we're asked to lift the Apl valve. And if the pressure drops, yes, this works as well. Again, we will check this with a ticked answer for OK. In the next step, we'll check miscellaneous components. First, the loudspeakers. If we press this button, we need to hear 2 tones. This took place. Next, we check if the bronchial suctioning is okay. In this particular setup, in our demo room, we do not have the suctioning, but you do want to make sure that in a true OR, you have access to a suctioning system. The same applies to a manual resuscitator. It is mandatory that a manual resuscitator is present in your setup. Finally, we check if the flow of the scavenging system is okay. This is displayed down here at this particular element. Again, due to our demo setup, we do not have the appropriate setup, so we'll mark everything as being okay for now, even if we don't really have that available. As a last step, we will check some accessories. The first thing to check is if the soda lime is okay. Yes, it is. It is not colored. In fact, it is brand new. This is why we can set it to the actual date. We press reset, and the date has changed to the current date and time. We check if the sample line is okay. Yes, it is correctly connected and it is available. And finally, is the water trap okay? Yes, it is. We just replaced it. That is why we press reset here as well. Perseus is also able to check this automatically for you if you use Infinity ID accessories. Again, we finish this by pressing this button, and this will automatically initiate the automatic portion of the self-test. This means that all manual checks have now been completed. In the first part, the self-test is initialized. This means that the most frequent errors will be checked first. We recommend to stay in front of the machine until the initialization phase is complete. Once this is completed, the final progress will start, and then it is very likely that there are no further findings during the self-test. After about 8 minutes, the self-test is finished and the device switches back to standby. A green mark indicates that the system is now fully operational, and you can quickly start with manual spontaneous ventilation or with any other type of ventilation, depending on your particular preferences. Also, the date and time of the last leakage test is displayed together with a leakage during automatic ventilation. In this case, 10 milliliters per minute. This means that this particular breathing circuit is extremely leak tight. What I've demonstrated before was the execution of the manual checklist in the so-called walkthrough mode, with a picture for each and every single step. If you're already a familiar user and do not require these detailed view and pictures, there is a way to configure Perseus accordingly. For this, we go into System Setup, System Test, and after confirming the password, we deselect in general the Always Use Walkthrough mode. If we do this and initiate a new self-test, you will see that if we go into the test and would start a new system test, we will see all single steps on one screen with every single group as you know it from before: prerequisites, vaporizers, gas flow, and so on and so forth. Each and every single item is marked on the screen, and you can confirm all of these at once by marking this answer. If, however, you do not feel comfortable with that, there is the possibility to start the walkthrough mode even from here by pressing this button. And then you will see the pictures for each and every single step again.